Hey everybody, we're here. Finally. I'm gonna hurry up and put him on before I lose him. Hold on. There you go. Oh my God. I've had such a hard time. People thought I was clickbaiting them and things like that. So I'm trying to wait
Really,
till everybody get up in here. How are you?
I'm living. I'm
You
living.
live?
Yep. I'm sitting here right now.
Oh, is that by the courthouse?
Yeah, I'm at Cobb County where my son is housed at.
Okay. Did you just go and visit him?
Nah, I'm setting up a visitation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
So
Well, thank you so much for taking up the time to be interviewed. I appreciate it. But got a question before we start. How are you really? How are you really
I'm here. I'm fighting a battle.
fighting a
So
battle?
yeah, I'm fighting a
It's un-
battle. So
it's understandable. So how is he? How is Jeffrey
he,
doing?
he holding up. I
He's
mean,
holding up.
we well to be expected.
Have you seen him
Well,
today? Have you spoken to him today?
no, he can only have one visit a week.
One visit a week.
Yeah.
So how's his housing and things like that there? Are they still doing a 24-hour shut-in or what are
Yeah.
they doing?
He's on 23 and 1.
23. So it's 23 hours inside and then 1 hour out.
Yeah.
So that's probably, I guess being at court, he kind of like that then, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
Got a couple of questions. I'm not going to keep you long, but a lot of people wanted me to ask a couple of questions regarding to the RICO
Yeah.
charge. So, what exactly is happening? How did they end up charging him with? Oh, see, guys, he's gone. Oh my God, y'all! This internet. Ugh. Oh, y'all, here we go. We're gonna wait to see if he comes back. Now y'all see what I'm talking about. So that's why his connection was bad because he was near the prison. Here you go. Here you go. All right.
Yeah.
So the connection coming in and out, huh?
Yeah. I'm pulling over now so I can have a place I can sit at.
Okay, so that's why I'm not going to keep you on so long, so you can get to where you're going. Now, I was
Okay.
asking you in regards to the RICO charges that they have. Can you give us a little bit of insight from your knowledge of what's going on?
Well, basically, the state is trying to really make this case about him,
Hmm.
basically. And if anyone is following this case, they should know by now that this is all it's about. And they're giving pleas on somewhat that behalf,
Hmm.
but it's not nothing that I feel like is detrimental yet.
Okay. When you
You know
say
what I
yeah, what do
mean?
you
So,
mean?
but we gotta always be real to
Hmm.
understand that you got the state. The state did something that I don't agree with as far as putting out the fact that they will give anybody a deal to say
Hmm.
something upon him.
Hmm.
That's a violation of his rights. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not considering how many people are trying to get out of jail.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So to say that, it can be me, for example. I could be
Hmm.
somebody in jail facing some time or trying to get some time cut or whatever, and I just know this kid.
Hmm.
So you really giving me the leeway to say, okay, I know something about him. Cut me a deal. You feel what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
Hmm.
And that's not right. That's not right. That's a big violation of his right. You know what I mean? And This is a case that's being seen around the world.
Mm-hmm.
And for the state to be allowed to say that openly, we gotta, we gotta start fighting for our loved ones better than we do.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Especially when we see their rights being violated.
Yeah, yeah,
You know
and
what I
I
mean?
want to commend you because I've been in the courtroom. I see you and your family. It's such a big, huge family. It's there, and you being a dad, I commend you a great deal because not too many fathers are in the courtroom with their children. So and you're there all the time. Every time I'm there, you're there, and you've been there way before me. So I do commend you for that.
Well, that's what I have to do. As parents, we have to do that. It's not our that's not our call
Hmm.
as a parent. You know what I'm saying? And I'm really trying to voice, my parental process on all parents. You know what I'm saying? And it's not just because of what's going on now, it's period. We as parents, we got to be more involved in our kids' lives,
Hmm.
you know, wrong or right.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because without their parents, they don't really have no one else. You know what I'm saying? Our kids don't really have no one in their corners but their families.
Yeah.
So to know this and not face it, you're really not doing your child, any kind of justice. You know what I'm saying? To be supportive when you're
Hmm.
just supportive on certain purposes.
Yeah.
I've been a father that's been supportive on all purposes, regardless of what.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's just been me. That's who I am.
And
I
how many
got a
kids
lot
do
of.
you have? How many kids do you have?
How many kids do I have? I have.
Yeah. Huh? You just muted yourself. You just muted. You muted yourself.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I am the father of 52 kids overall.
52. Biological or just
No, no, they're not. They are biological to me
okay.
because I've reared them since they was babies.
Wow.
You
52.
know,
That's a lot.
yeah. So I'm really responsible for a lot of people. A lot of
Okay.
people depends on me.
I saw your clergy. Are you a clergy?
Excuse me?
I saw you have on a clergy outfit. Are you a clergy?
No, no, no. I'm not a clergy. Nah,
Okay. All right. So
nah.
I was trying to figure out because I saw that clergy outfit on that you had sent me the picture you sent.
Yeah, nah. That's actually a suit.
Oh, okay.
That's
Okay.
actually one of my suit is just outlined in red.
Oh, got you. Got you.
Yeah.
So, some of the things that I was seeing, like, how do you feel about some of the stuff that's coming out as far as the bloggers? They're putting out all kinds of informations, and a lot of it's not true. And how are you going to be able to combat some of the stuff that's being put out, the false information?
By not entertaining it.
Uh-huh.
Just by not entertaining it. When you're on the outside looking in, you can be made to believe anything.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But if people wanna, my advice is if you want to know exactly what's going on with this case, just show up for court. You know what I'm saying? Just, show up for court. If it's really that big of an interest to the bloggers,
Mm-hmm.
show up for court. You know what I mean? Then you won't have to, their negative opinions, the way the DA is trying to prosecute this case, we got to understand that the internet and the social media is the biggest jurors of all.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So they're really trying to prosecute this case over the media.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And with the help of people like the bloggers doing all these extras,
Mm-hmm.
that'll help them. And they understand that that will help them.
Yeah. But
You
the
know.
thing is, because I've been in the courtroom for what, about 2.5 weeks now, and I've
Yeah.
been trying to put out stuff, but it seemed like the truth is not being spread. It seemed like the ones with the fake news and negativity is the ones that's channel just like being pushed out and just growing.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to figure out, how do we combat that as bloggers, as bringing out the real information, going to the courtroom, hearing the trial, and bringing out what is actually happening and not the fake stuff.
The way we come back, the way I feel like we can come back that now is the reason we're having this interview.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that people can actually hear it straight from the horse's mouth.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And regardless of what the bloggers think or what they're saying, you can't speak over the truth.
That's true.
You know
That
what
is
I'm
so true.
saying? So, you know, as long as I'm putting out the truth, it doesn't matter. I've always raised my kids and I was raised to not entertain crap.
Yeah.
And to me, the bloggers are putting out crap for ratings. And who wouldn't want to do that? Who wouldn't want to get their 15 minutes of fame? Who wouldn't want to have, you know, something to put out in the air to say, it's a possible chance, this, that, or the third.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they get their ratings. That's how they make their money. So I don't knock a hustle. I
Mm-hmm.
knock a hustle that's being done on the for the monetary value of another person. You know what I'm saying? We need to do what the Bible say do. Speak that you know, testify what you see.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So if you're not here, you don't know what's going on. So I'm not going to entertain that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to entertain it. I'm gonna let you think what you think. You know what I mean? And whatever works for you is cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's cool. But you know, when all is said and done, it's more this case is more personal than anything. And the only way you'll know is, like I say, you gotta be there to see it.
Exactly.
We
Now,
going
are they gonna let more people into the courtroom, or how is that gonna work? Say if a
yeah,
whole crowd of people want to come.
it's open court. It's open
Mhm.
court. You know what I'm saying? And they can't stop you from coming in the court.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? That's just like telling you can't come in the building. It's open court, so everybody has the right to come. You know what I'm saying, and sit in on any trials. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? So, and the more the merrier to me. As
exactly.
long as it's supportive,
Yeah,
I don't have a problem with it. And just something we got to do.
yeah. Recently the news was showing it live, but they stopped that. Do you know why they stopped it from going live?
I think because um a couple of weeks ago, well,
Mhm.
yeah, a few weeks ago, I asked for a Rule 22. And for those of
Uh,
you who don't know what a Rule 22 is, that's for us to have our own media source in the courtroom recording.
mhm.
And I think for some other people not to be allowed, that kind of played a role in it. But it's still not gonna stop me from seeking to have a Rule 22 put in.
Okay. So they
Now,
did they did reject you? They reject
excuse
your
me,
did they reject your Rule 22?
you say who now?
Did they reject your Rule 22?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's aware of what a Rule 22 is.
Mhm.
And but like I say, as far as us doing a lot of things, it's basically just going from one phase to the other. I just want to even the scope because I really don't want the media in the courtroom.
Oh, you don't?
Nah, I really, because I think that somewhat give them the edge on putting out certain aspects of the case.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then that's how the bloggers and everybody's getting misled
Hmm.
because of what's been edited. They don't see the parts that's been edited.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why I want to rule 22 so I can show you all every detail of the trial.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It uncut. It's not gonna be cut. It's not gonna be censored at all. So now everybody will get a different picture because the narrative will be different.
Yeah. So
You
they
know what
want
I'm
to have
saying?
their own type of narrative of what they want the outcome to be. So they taint what is being brought out. So they manipulate the system of what is shown and not the whole truth.
Yeah, your phone is echoing. I
My phone, you mean? I'm not on the phone. I'm on a computer. I'm on a desktop.
oh,
So it's your phone.
let me see something.
Okay.
Something now?
Guys, make sure y'all share, huh?
Hold on. Yeah. Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me better now?
Yeah. Yeah, I can hear you better. Yeah. So now what was you asking?
I was asking in regards to what the news what they're putting out. Um I forgot my question. I apologize. I was saying about what they're putting out. Um so did your rule 22, you said that they denied your rule 22. Did you say that or am I
Well, it's a
misunderstanding that?
procedure that it's a
You're muted again. You're muted again. You're muted. You're muted.
yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I say it's a procedure that you have to go through to get to have a Rule 22 put in, and it's like it's a process, and it probably take a day or two to get it in. So that's why I'm waiting till trial time to enter it.
Okay. But don't you have to do it every day? Because it's only one day at a time. Because I was looking at it. Isn't it one day at a time?
You say what now?
Isn't it that you have to put it in each day?
You say that you have to put it in a day?
Each day. Each day. It's not for the whole duration of the trial. It
No,
has to
no,
go.
no.
It's muted again. You muted again.
I said it can be for the duration of the trial.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Now, if you have to upgrade it, they haven't told me that yet.
Okay.
So far, I guess it's for the duration of the trial.
Okay. So, with the co-defendants taking all these plea, how do you feel about the case?
You say, how do I feel about?
The case since all the co-defendant. How many co-defendants took a plea so far? Do you
I
know?
think I feel like I feel like the case is I feel like the case is weak, honestly,
Hmm.
and because it's all hearsay. Regardless of everybody seeing these guys taking pleas or this, that, and the other, it's still based on hearsay. Even the pleas are taken off of hearsay. And like I said, we can't never forget that in the beginning, the state opened up. Day one, we're willing to make people deals. You know what I'm saying? And hey man, who wouldn't want to try to maneuver their way out? You know what I'm saying? So,
Mhm.
I'm not mad at anybody for what they've done or for what decisions they have made. You know what I mean? It's just right now it's about me fighting with my child.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't have no animosity. I'm not mad about anything that's going on because I believe in, and I tell this to other parents, and I'm telling it to everybody that's listening. My pet peeve about being in a courtroom has always been, if you don't feel like you can handle what's being said in a courtroom when it
Mhm.
come down to your loved ones or anybody, don't go in it. Don't go in it because it's designed for that. Anytime you are the defendant, it's designed for the prosecutors to make you look bad.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So if you can't take that, my advice is just don't go in the courtroom because you gonna hear it. You are going to hear some things that you don't agree with, that you feel like is totally, you know, not your loved one or not the person you there to support this, that, and third. So, if you can't stand it, if you can't stay strong, just don't go in there. Then you won't have to hear it. You can read it on the internet. You can see it on the news. You know what I'm saying? And you
Mhm.
might can deal with it better. But as
Yeah.
far as being there to see it and hear it for yourself, you got to be strong. You got to be strong-willed.
Yeah.
You got
Speaking of your son, who is Jeffrey and what type of child is he?
My son is my clone to me, honestly.
Okay. Okay.
He's my clone to me because, and I have said this to his mom all his life. A lot of my genes that my son have that came from me, sometimes I I really hate that he got them.
Okay.
And one of those genes is us being too good to people.
Ha. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I have explained to my sons over the years, a lot of things that we do as far as people wise, sometimes it can hurt us and sometimes it can help us.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? But it all comes from us being too good to people. My son is like I say, he's a splitting image of me to
Yeah.
where if he has it, you have it.
Yeah.
If you need it, he'll give it. Even if you don't need it, he'll still give it. So it's not shocking to me to hear people say, you know, Jeffrey gave me some money to do this or do that or the other. Hey, that's who we are. That's who we are. You know what I mean? So, I can give you 1,000 people who you probably can call and ask them about me, and that'll probably be, if not the first, but the second thing they'll say about me. You know
That
what I'm
you're a giver.
saying?
You're a
To
giver.
where I would go out just to see you have. You know what
Wow.
I'm saying? I would actually go without just to see the other person have. Because everybody can't accept things in life like I do. And
Mhm.
I understand that. I was raised like that. You know what I'm saying? And we can't help with what cloth we come from.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? I came from that type of cloth. My mom was the same way.
Yeah.
The same way. So, this is a hereditary trait that we're looking at, that you all are looking at.
Mhm.
This is not just something we chose to do. This is something that was passed to us. So it's not surprising. A lot of things, like I said, a lot of things that you all hear about him, from people, even from the state. When y'all hear certain things about them trying to iterate it into evidence, a lot of those things it's us. It's us. And like I say, I hate it. I have apologized to my kids several times that he's like that. I apologize for him being like that because I know he don't understand, what I'm saying, why he's that way, but I do. I do. So, if you are with people, my kids were raised on loyalty, not friendship. Because they understand that they do not have friends. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So for them to say friend, they're really saying loyalty
Yeah. Yeah.
to the people who they associate with. You know what I mean? So, and like I say, sometimes we pay the toll for it. And
Yeah.
right now, I think that he's paying the toll for it, and the state is trying to use it to their advantage as much as possible.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot. It's a lot for me to deal with right now. It's a
Yeah, I
lot.
understand. One of the things I was thinking about when you were telling me how he went and he helped bail a whole bunch of people out that were going. Could you tell us exactly the story that you was telling me about it, which it touched my heart, and I just wanted you to share it with the people in the chat in regarding to
Well,
the time.
well, before he was incarcerated,
Hmm.
they did this prison release to where
Hmm.
him and a couple of more guys in the industry got together and they bonded out guys from jail that was that couldn't make bond, had been sitting in jail for a couple of years, this, that, and the other, and it's crazy because we're being accused of being these notorious people in the city, but the guys that was bonded out, they was taken to dinner, they was given a couple of dollars to put in their pockets, this, that, and the third, and they were from different sides of Atlanta.
Hmm. Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But now we're being accused of being these people that's terrorizing Atlanta. That we have enemies on all sides of Atlanta and this, that, and it's really not true. It's really not true. You know what I'm saying? So he have done the same thing in the jail that he's in. You know what I'm saying? As far as bail people out, this, that, and third. And on top of that, like I say, our hearts. Here's a man can't make bond, but helping people make a bond.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if that don't show you some type of characteristics of him, you're not paying attention.
Yeah.
But are they gonna speak on that? No.
No,
Are they gonna speak on?
they're gonna paint the
Excuse,
bad picture. They have a narrative. I said they're gonna paint the bad picture because they have a narrative to put out. They have a narrative. They have
thank you.
people wanting to make position for themselves and things like that. So they're gonna let the bad stuff out, and the good stuff you never hear about.
Never hear. Never hear. And it's a part of life. That's actually a big part of our lives that we got to start being more mindful of. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And what I mean by that is we could sit and have a conversation. Me, you, and 10 people can sit and have a conversation all day about something negative. All
Hmm.
day. Look at the bloggers.
Hmm.
They can sit and talk about something negative all day. But as soon as you start talking something real, everybody get to patting each other saying, I got to go, I got to pick the wife up, I got to go get my children, this, that. Nobody wants to hear the truth.
No, they don't. They don't.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to hear the truth, and nobody wants to face the truth. I
Yeah.
sympathize with a lot of parents because I am a parent. You know what I'm saying? And I sympathize. We have lost loved ones. I have lost children to the street.
Hmm.
You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? But I can't be mad at a particular person about it. I can't just take it out on a particular person. And I think that's what the DA is trying to do. Well, I'm not gonna say trying, that's what she's doing.
Yeah.
And it's because of personal relationship with the family that they're they're putting the most emphasis on.
Mm.
You know what
Okay.
I'm saying?
Okay.
Skip.
No,
So,
I would say okay.
ma'am.
No, no, no. I was saying okay. I was just
Yeah.
like agreeing
So
with you.
and these are facts. I'm not speaking fiction. I'm speaking facts. You know what I mean? And it's just a lot. But we'll come trial time. The world will know. The
Okay.
world will know a lot that they don't know. That they haven't even had a thought process on knowing. So. But other than that, I'm Big Jeff Williams of YSL Records, YSL Loaded, and I'm gonna fight with my child to the end.
That's good. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm gonna
Well, I
fight to
thank
the
you
end.
for I thank you for your time. I don't want to hold you on too long. But what would you like the bloggers out there to know, and how can I, being on the side of being coming into the courtroom, how can I help spread the word?
Just by just by doing what you're doing now,
Okay.
just making it possible for us to be able to relate to the people. You know what I'm saying? If we're gonna fight this case, I'm at the point now to where if the case gonna be fought through social media, I'm cool with that. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? But we gonna make sure that the people knows all of the truth instead of part of what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's the difference. I don't want the public to be misled no more.
Great. Great.
Yeah. So,
Well,
with the news and the prosecutors, they're being misled to the fullest. And that's how I feel, and I always feel like that. And it's not just for this case. I have seen a lot of cases recently, that's going through just about the same thing, but they're getting lenience more so than anything. And
yeah.
we understand why. We
You know, the
understand why.
the sad thing is they're using lyrics as part of the case, and the freedom of speech or freedom of artistic expression is being jeopardized because they're using that against
Yeah.
the artists.
And I think that was an excuse,
Mhm.
honestly. I really feel like they used the lyrics as an excuse to make the arrest and to make that a headline for them being able to make the arrest. You know what I'm saying? Because the lyrics have just came back up in this case. You know what I'm saying? So, and once again, it's personal. It's personal. So to go back to the time, let's not forget the DA has only been the DA for 2 years.
Mhm.
So for you to be saying you going back to 2009s and 10s what gave you that right? You know, to me, you was already investigating these kids
Mhm.
before you got in office. And you had a lot of people that's played a role in it. I really see that. I see it. So this is nothing that you came in and said, okay, we gonna decide to open up this case, open up that case. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
This is something that was already premeditated.
So they're opening up old cases and adding it to your case. I mean, to
Yeah,
Jeffrey's case, not yours, but
yeah,
Jeffrey's case.
because these are these kids' priors. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
You arrested them on their priors. And some of these kids wasn't in my son's life when they committed some of these crimes.
wow,
You know what I'm saying? So is like I said, everybody that's in this case to me was handpicked.
wow.
And that's how I feel. That's my belief.
Do you
They was
bel
handpicked. You know,
Why do you
because
think they were handpicked?
everybody's too well familiar with these kids' personal lives for them not to be handpicked.
Okay. Okay.
You're not gonna tell me that you can take a crash course and find out a man's whole history in under a year's time. That's
Mhm.
impossible.
Yeah.
That's impossible. It is no different than you telling me that a person is an expert after taking a 40-hour class. That makes you an expert.
Mhm. Mhm.
You
Some
have you have no field experience. You haven't been associated no kind of way in the field that you're being trained for. So after you take a 40-hour reading course, you're an expert. Let's make that make sense. When you got If that's the case, a doctor should be able to take a crash course to be a surgeon and don't have to go to school 12, 15, 20 years.
That's true.
Just give them a 40-hour crash course and then send them somewhere to do a brain operation with no hands-on experience.
Mhm.
You
Mhm.
know, from when I went to school and I took trades, I was always told hands-on is better than in a book.
Mhm.
Somewhere down the line, how did that change?
Yeah.
you know, with
Yeah.
no hands-on experience, you can't perform.
Mhm. Mhm.
So 40 hours, that's 1 week.
And
You
now
can
you're an
train me.
expert. Now you're an
Thank you.
expert.
Yeah, you can train me to be an expert in 1 week. What's the purpose of going to school? What's the purpose of going to college? What's the purpose of why are we continuing education? Just go on and break all subjects down to 40 hours.
Mhm. Mhm.
And let's see how long the world survive off of that.
We'll see how long, right?
Thank you. you know, I had a person say it to me. I can look at a person and tell what they are.
Mm, mm,
Make that make sense.
Well,
I can look at a person and tell if they're a gang member, they're a choir boy, or, you know, really, really. So your eyes got something behind your pupils that you can see through a person and see their whole life. That's what you're telling me.
mhm.
That's what you can look at a person and their whole life history run across your eye, your vision. But that still don't mean you know them. You know who they are. You know what I'm saying? You looked
Mhm.
at a picture of me and assumed that was a clergy.
Yeah, I did. Didn't I? I sure did.
Okay,
I
so
sure did. I'm an expert at recognizing clergies.
yeah, so we got to teach people how to separate assumption from real.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can look at me and assume who I might be, but you can't look at me and tell me who I am.
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't think that my son had a father until 4 years ago.
Yeah, they thought he was a regular street guy that didn't have no
Thank you,
upbringing, and
thank you, thank
but
you,
he don't know he got a mama and a daddy,
thank
a
you.
whole bunch of siblings.
That and let me piggyback this to you. That has been in his life since he's been in the world.
Oh, okay,
Okay,
okay, Dad.
has never been without his father in his life. So, a lot of people really had it twisted, but you can look at him and tell. No, you can't look at a person and tell where they coming from or know where they are going.
Yeah.
Can't do that.
From my
So
personal experience of seeing you guys, I see a close-knit family. It's a lot of family members and you can see the love between you guys. And y'all very thoughtful too, very thoughtful people.
yeah,
From my personal
we
experience.
go ahead.
I was saying from my personal experience, from a short time I've been around you guys, you are very thoughtful people. I mean, your children offer me food, all that kind of stuff. I was like, y'all very thoughtful people.
Yeah, and that's what I mean when I say that's something that I hate is in my kids at
Hmm.
certain times. Certain times I want my kids to be able to say no because that's our nemesis. We can't say no to people. You know what I'm saying? And they got it honest. They have it honest. And me and their moms have to live with it. Our kids have it honest.
Yeah,
And like I say, sometimes this is the things you get from that.
yeah,
You know,
definitely.
we gotta, I try to give my children the best advice I can give them on life and on about people.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
we can't be with them 24 hours a day, 9 days a week.
Hmm. You say nine
So we,
days a week, not
yeah,
7 days?
so
Where those
you
extra
know,
days
so
come from?
yeah, so we can't be with them all the time. You know what I'm saying? So we have to give them the morals and we have to nourish them with the morals to hope that they go out and make the right decisions.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But we was children too. We didn't
Yeah.
make all the best decisions neither.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? So we can't incriminate them and not incriminate ourselves because I'm quite sure nobody has ever lived a perfect life.
Not me. Not
Okay.
me.
So sometimes we have to put reality above negligence.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We have all did something that we can sort of say we regret it.
Mm-hmm.
But at
Mm-hmm.
that time, we may have had to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We may have had to do it. And like the book say, he without sin
Cast the
cast
first
the
stone.
first stone. I would like to see some of these state prosecutors not throw a stone.
Well, I have someone in the chat right now. Here's his message. He says, "Keep in mind, he wasn't singing church song when he was singing the life he's living. He was living." This is what somebody put in there. He's been putting a couple of messages on here, so I just wanted to bring his
Okay.
message to attention.
Yeah. Yeah. And some of the things that these artists sing about, it can sometimes be entwined with the way that they have lived. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? But that don't mean they committed a crime. At one time when I was growing up in the projects that I'm from, we used to walk out the door and see death. But that don't mean we committed the crime. You know what I'm saying? So if we wanna prosecute somebody for lyrics and speaking, who we need to have in court every day, all day?
Who?
News reporters.
That is so true.
News reporters. Because if I'm an artist and I'm traveling, this, that, and the third, and I come around people, and they having a discussion about somebody who got killed or somebody who got shot or somebody who got hit on a car, somebody who got burned in a building or this, that, and the other, and I'm making a song, and that goes across my head, and it sounds like something I can put in a song. If I say it, do that mean I did it? Do that mean I'm aware of it? I'm aware of it because it was said around me. It was
Hmm.
said to me. But did I know about it in the beginning? No. So, the media would get, you will have reporters that'll do a live report and say, young man got shot at a club, this, that, and the other. Or people, 2, 3 people get shot in this, that, or the other. And then they say, well, 2 of them shot in the head, 1 shot in the leg, 1 shot in the back, 1 shot in the ankle. Hey, man, and then if a guy make a song about it, that means he's the one did it. Let's make it make sense. So if you want to incriminate somebody for speaking on something, let's start with the media.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's start with the media.
There's a couple of people want to ask you a question. One person asked, did Young Thug get a plea deal?
No.
No. Okay. And then the
No.
other question that's
You
asked,
know,
do you feel confident that he's going to be vindicated?
yeah, I feel confident. You know what I'm saying? I'm always feel confident because we gonna speak on the truth. You know what I'm saying? But it's not for me to say how the jurors gonna feel.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And I'm not just speaking because that's my child. I'm just being real.
yeah. Now,
You know what I'm
someone just
saying?
asked, did he mention that he was a member of YSL?
I'm a member of YSL.
What is YSL? Because they
Yeah,
say
you
it's a
know, I'm
gang, but what is YSL?
I'm more of a member of YSL probably than he is because I'm the one registered it.
So it's a registered
YSL
business?
YSL is a record label.
Okay, okay.
The state made YSL a game. The
Oh,
people in the city made YSL a game. The people, people like whoever asked that question, he may be one of the people that's the reason why we're being looked at as a game. Because he probably respect us as being a label.
okay.
You know what I'm saying? So for people to say I mess with YSL, I F with YSL, or I'm YSL to the death, or this, that, and the other. You know, like I say, people on the outside looking in, okay, they can take that many ways, but that don't make it true.
Hmm.
That don't make it. Out of the 7 years we've been registered as a label, 8 years rather, I have never heard not one person in our entourage, not one person on the street that said YSL stands for Young Slime Life. I have never heard that until this case.
So what does it stand for?
Our YSL stands for Young Stoner Lifestyle.
Young stoner lifestyle. Okay.
Yeah.
So why now
Yeah.
they put it as young slime life. Okay.
But guess what? You can call it whatever. That don't mean it's us.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We're not the only YSL. You know what I'm saying? We're just a YSL based out of Atlanta. So
Hmm.
yeah, we're gonna get the blame for whatever YSL somebody else can come up with.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It can be you. You can start calling yourself YSL Underground. Guess what? They're gonna feel like you part of Young Stoner Lifestyle. And it's
Gotcha.
all because we're based out of Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? You don't see East St. Laurent being held to be a gang, do you?
No.
Okay, they YSL. They're
Oh,
just
yeah.
not based out of Atlanta.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And believe me, and I would bet my life on it. If we were based anywhere other than Atlanta, we wouldn't have never got targeted.
Okay.
We would have never got targeted. Because I promise you, I can guarantee you this. You can go to a lot of cities right now, and there's some people in that city that's calling themselves YSL. And it's all because they like the music that we put out. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So, it's only in Atlanta. It's only in Atlanta. No other city rocks that. You know what I'm saying? It's only in Atlanta that you can have somebody to just throw a stone at you and try to make it hit you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what we're dealing with. I'm 56 years old, and I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say this heartily. I'm 56 years old. Out of 56 years of me living in Atlanta, I came from one of 32 projects out of Atlanta. The project that I came out of was one of the most supposedly notorious projects in Atlanta, Jonesboro South community. We are from Jonesboro South. We're not from Cleveland Avenue. My kids, those my kids on that family were born in Jonesboro South projects, not Cleveland Avenue. But I have never heard of anybody in the state of Georgia being a gang member. We do not have gangs in Atlanta. We need to just face that. So what the DA has done is, okay, if you feel like you can be this, that, or the other, long as it's a group of people, you're a gang to us in Atlanta. But do that make it right? Make it make sense.
Mm-hmm.
If that's the case, and I'm not just trying to throw rocks, you got a group of people called the Ku Klux Klans, been around forever. I've never seen them in a RICO. We had a task force called the Red Dogs. I have never seen them in a gang activity case. We have organizations based in Atlanta. Why they're not looked at upon to be gangs. We got police officers that can be called a gang.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Any group of people more than two can be listed as a gang. Those are Confederate laws, people. And I'm putting up a protest now to take federal laws out of our country. If we can do away, we can do away with the Confederate flag. If we can do away with Confederate statues, why we still living with the Confederate laws? Let's get rid of those too. Change the laws.
Mm-hmm.
Change the
I
law.
I have a question. She says, please ask him, why did some members take pleas if there's nothing to it?
Fear. When you're not educated, it's easy to scare you. In the system banks on that. And the reason they bank on that is because we have done it as a minority. So many of our people have done it over the years. They know that this is an effective move to any man that's incarcerated to make a plea. Now, that same gentleman, I want you to sit down and I want you to think about this. How many of your loved ones, people that you are friends with, or people that you're loyal to, or people that you know has been incarcerated, and they stayed incarcerated for months, years, or whatever, and all of a sudden they took a plea. And they ain't guilty of the crime that they was arrested for. Mm-hmm. But they took a plea. It's because that's a A1 token for the system, people.
Yeah, yeah.
That's an A1 token because they bank on you wanting to get out of jail. Mm-hmm. What man name me one man right now on this earth don't want to get out of jail.
That's in jail, yeah. Mm-hmm. And they'll take anything, yeah, definitely.
How many of our kids, how many of our loved ones have took plea deals knowing that they was innocent, but they wanted to get out of jail. You know, and I want you to pay attention to the pleas. Pay attention to the pleas. You get a plea for a RICO, and the RICO is released upon you finishing community service. The RICO is released upon you, you know, doing this, that, or the third. You tell me if something going on. You know, you can answer your own question if you listen to yourself and you think about the situation. We gotta make things make sense.
Someone
You know?
asked, someone asked in regarding to are you are familiar with R. Kelly case? Did you know he was charged with a RICO as well?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And you know he was the only one charged with the RICO.
You say R. Kelly, right?
Yeah, he was the only one charged.
Yeah,
It wasn't a group of
yeah,
people that was charged with him.
yeah.
And this young lady, she asked, what was her question? I can't see her question. I just missed her question. Can you put your question back in here again so I can ask him the question? Okay, now somebody here asked, will Young Thug take a plea if it's offered to one?
I can't answer that because I'm not him.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not him. But what I can say to you to try to give you some insight of who I am and what I represent is I'm his father. My son is not guilty of a lot of things that these people probably saying about him. And as a father, if they came to him with a plea deal and he left it up to me to give him the advice, I would tell him no. I would tell him no. And I'm saying that because I'm going to piggyback what the young man asked a minute ago about if it wasn't this, that, and the other, why they taking pleas. And it's because of, if you help me for 7 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and you have told me from day one until the day you offer me a plea that you're ready to go to trial, you can prove this, you can prove that, you got 300 witnesses, which is ludicrous to say, you know, this, that, and the third, and then all of a sudden you come to me with a plea deal, I refuse it. I refuse it because now I want you to prove to me, you know, you can't apologize to me for holding my life up. Every day that I'm in a jail, I can die. Something can happen to me. So to me, to offer me a plea deal, that's your way of trying to apologize to me for being wrong. So instead of trying to apologize to me for being wrong by offering me a plea, just say, Mr. William, we made a big mistake, this, that, and the third, and we willing to suffer the consequences like we were going to try to make you suffer the consequences. And let me go home scot-free. Because if you don't have enough to incriminate me with, then why touch my life like that? A plea is a let out. You know, we look at Law and Order, we look at First 48, we look at all these TV shows, ladies and gentlemen, and to ask these type of questions, you can't be paying attention to what you see on that. You know, it's always somebody over the DAs that is somebody they have to go to get advice on cases, whether you know it or not. It's some people that tell them, okay, if you ain't got this, that, and the other, the best thing for you to do is try to get a plea. That's why pleas are offered. That's why pleas are offered. And like I say, that's their pet peeve. That's their number one let out. Make you a plea to some crazy crap, put you back on the street. Because at the end of the day, they feel like you're going to make another mistake anyway. And now they got you.
Yeah. Yeah. They got you. You have to walk a straight line.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's not hard to stay out of trouble. but it's hard to stay free from trouble.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And you can be with a group of people and one of them can do something wrong and there you go.
Yeah, that's true. That is so true.
Guilt by association is what they call that.
Hmm.
You know what
Now
I mean? So
here's her question. Her question is: since your son is going through this RICO case, do you have empathy for R. Kelly?
I had empathy for R. Kelly before now.
Thank you. They don't know you, do they?
Nah, I had empathy for R. Kelly before now. And the reason being is because for what R. Kelly and we not just gonna say R. Kelly, we're gonna throw Bill Cosby in there with him.
Mm-hmm.
For you to come back on me 40 years, Mr. Cosby, 10, 15 years, Mr. Kelly, and tell me that I did all this to women and all this to kids, this, that, and the other. You know, I'm pushing the issue now. Let's point the fingers where they should be pointed at.
Okay.
Instead of at the people with the names. You got a 16-year-old daughter, a
Mm,
15-year-old daughter,
mm,
18-year-old daughter.
mm,
R. Kelly is in Chicago.
mm,
R. Kelly is in LA. R.
mm.
Kelly is in New York. And you allow your underage teen to catch a flight to go to where a grown man is at
Mhm. Okay. Mm,
alone.
mm.
And after 30 days, you miss your child. You don't miss your child 2 days after you don't hear from them. First thing first now, what type of parent will allow their minor children to even catch a flight to go to a grown ass man?
Hello.
So upon putting R. Kelly on the jail, they should have had a lot of parents to join him.
Hello.
Because if you was a parent, there's no way. I don't care what type of record deal he was promising or none of that. My child is not going to nobody without me.
Mm-hmm.
As a minor, ain't gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. If he can't come to us, my child just won't have that deal. Especially my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I might roll the dice with my sons, but best believe me, if I don't hear from my son in 24, 48 hours, hey man, I'm on the next thing smoking.
Hello.
I'm
Hello.
still a parent. It ain't like I don't know what my child's supposed to be. So let's point the finger where it needs to be pointed at first. It ain't enough money in the world to make me do that to my child. It's not. I don't care who it is. So yeah, I empathize with R. Kelly day one. Now what he did, I don't know. I wasn't there, so I can't say it. I'm looking at the leadership and the parental guidance of parents who allowed their child to even be put in that situation.
Amen. Amen.
So we got to start making people accountable instead of allowing them to pass the buck all the time. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, that's part of what we go through in life. That's part of what we go through when we do something wrong or right.
Um, Somebody's asking, did you go to court to see what's up with Thug? He's been in court every day.
Every day they open the doors, I'm gonna be in there.
That's right.
Every day, every day. However long it take me to be there, I'm gonna be there. I am a parent. I am a father. I'm not that daddy that's just there. Right now, it's me and him against the world.
All right.
No if, no
Okay.
ands, no buts.
Okay, my queen asked, what happened to Jeffrey? How did he end up in the gang?
First thing first, you whoever this is, you may not have been on when I first started talking. There's not a such thing as a gang in Atlanta to me. So to me, my son has never been in a gang. When somebody can tell me, when somebody can show me, and I have asked this question several times to a lot of these kids, a lot of people, period. When somebody in Atlanta, Georgia, can put in front of me one person, one, and then I even gave them benefit of the doubt and told them to put a half a person in front of me. That's from Atlanta, that's from Georgia, that's a 100% bona fide, thoroughbred gang member. And then I believe that it's a such thing as a gang in Georgia. It's a such thing as a gang member in Georgia. Let me reiterate that. Then I will believe that. But it's gonna have to be proven.
You know what,
You know,
the thing that got me is, how can you say that this person is in part of the gang when the crime that person did is before your son even knew who this person was?
thank
This is the
you.
thing I can't
Okay.
understand.
And like I say, it's guilt by association. You know what I'm saying? It's, you know, name me one prison. Name me one prison in the state of Georgia that's even recognized as a gang prison, as a gang related prison.
Not one.
We don't have them because there's no such thing in Georgia. But then when you go to cities that people actually live that life, then they're sent to gang related prisons.
Mm-hmm.
You can't show me one child from Georgia, one, that we can put on a bus, train, plane, or a bicycle right now and send them to a real gang related prison. They wouldn't make it through intake.
Mm. Someone asked, who's Haitian? Is it you or Thug's mother?
Who's Haitian?
Yeah.
We're not fucking Haitians.
Oh. Oh.
We're straight bred and fed from the US.
Wait a minute! Don't be trying to. I'm a Haitian. Don't be talk. Don't be trying to say like something wrong
No,
with
no,
Haitians.
I'm not saying it to offend no one. I'm just saying
Wait a minute. Hold up. I'm
I,
gonna have to
I
fight
have
you
had
now.
I have had people ask me about us being Haitian because my son, for one thing, some people look at how he looks and think he's Haitian, and some people goes on. He had a song that he put one of my granddaughter's name in it, and her name is Haiti. So a lot of people thinking he's singing about the country Haiti, and it's not. It's his daughter.
You
You see
see?
how you see now I want everybody to understand. You see how we can be easily misled?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All because of what somebody says. But no, we're not Haitian. We're not Haitian. I've never been to Haiti. Don't want to go. Don't want to go. I don't want to leave. I do not want to leave the United States, especially right now at this point.
Uh-huh.
Too much going on.
You see,
Too
now you
much
got
is
some
going on.
facts, y'all. You got the facts now. All those that thought he was Haitian because somebody said it because he had it in a song. That's all about the song.
Thank you. So no, we're not from Haiti, man. You know, and it's funny that I had a guy, you know, and I'm gonna show you how sometimes we can get caught up in what people say.
Okay.
I had a guy that came to the barber shop that we grew up in, that we have always had throughout my life.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a guy in the barber shop the same way, thinking that he was from Haiti and this, that, and the other. And he was so in tune with it until I didn't tell him who I was. I just said, no, he's not from Haiti. This man told me, nigga, He is from Haiti. You can't tell me this. You can't tell me that. And I'm just looking at him. But not one time did I tell him I'm his father. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I don't entertain bull crap. I'm not
Mhm.
going to entertain you. I'm not going to try to prove to you nothing. Because regardless of what I say, if you already done made up your mind how you think or feel about a person, it's nothing nobody can say that's going to change it. You know what I'm saying? And I morally instill that in my kids. Once a person has made up in their mind whatever about you, it's nothing you can do to change it.
That's so true.
I'm talking
Very.
about you can go 20 years,
Mhm.
sled clean as a whistle,
Mhm.
but it's always somebody sitting back in the corner saying he gonna slip up one day.
Mhm.
They're
Mhm.
gonna do, and it can be 21 years later, and they can hear somebody say the least, and guess what that person gonna say, ladies and gentlemen? I told you so.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you never get credit for them 20 years you walked a straight line.
That is so true.
So why worry about what somebody think, say, or do about you? You can't change it. You cannot change it. You know what I'm saying? So I morally instill in my children, don't never worry about what somebody say about you.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of things y'all don't see him entertain it or none of that until he get tired of you saying it or tired of you pushing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then he's gonna say something that's gonna piss you off.
Mhm.
But it's only to make you feel like you trying to make him feel. Cause it's
Mhm.
gonna affect you. It's not gonna affect him.
Yeah.
And it's gonna affect you because of who said it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we gotta, like I say, man, we gotta start pushing back the equalities of life into these kids again because we got away from that. And I blame us for that. I
Parents.
blame us because we let the system take our kids away from us back in the 80s. And then once they ruined our kids, they gave them back to us. And now this is what we got to deal with
Mhm. Mhm.
because they got tired of dealing with it.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So to tell a child, your parent can't discipline you, or you can call the police and have them arrested, this, that, and the third. What kind of support did you give a parent to be a parent?
You took it away from them.
And a lot of parents got stuck in that. A lot of parents lost their kids behind that.
Mhm.
But Big Jeff didn't, because I would tell the judge, I'm gonna tear mine apart if they get out of line.
Mhm.
So if y'all feel like I can't raise my child without whooping them or disciplining them, take them home with you and let me see how long that lasts.
That is so true.
Take them home with you. You understand? I bet you don't want that responsibility.
Uh-uh.
So why should I let you sit on a courtroom and tell me what not to do to my children to discipline them?
Yeah.
So I'd rather for you to prosecute me than to be let me see you prosecute them because you feel like I didn't do my job. I did my job. I still do my job right now.
Okay, won't be denied says some of us in this chat are people who believe in prayer. How, as Young Thug's parent, would like us to stand in prayer and agreement with you for your son in this case?
Just keep praying for us, cause I pray for us too. We are. I'm spiritual. I am spiritual. I gave my sons to God long time ago.
Yeah.
I gave my daughters to God long time ago. I gave back to him what he gave me. And whatever he see fit, I'm willing to live with it
Yeah.
because he don't make mistakes.
Exactly.
He don't make
And
mistakes.
there's how's Jeffrey's mom holding up? Is she okay?
Long as she got me, she can hold up.
All right. Okay.
Long as she got me, she can hold up. Cause she knows she's not alone. A lot of mothers are alone out here. None of my kids' mothers are alone as long as I'm breathing. So she's holding up. She's holding up pretty good.
That's good.
You know what I'm saying? She's holding up. And I'm continue to be that support cast for
Yeah. Okay. I think this is it. Do you have any last remarks for us? We appreciate you so much for coming on here, and I hope this is not going to be your last time.
her. No, I wanna do this. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? I just wanted to make sure that I had the right person to do it.
Oh, thank
You know,
you.
I have been asked a lot of times to do a lot of interviews and this, and certain ways people come at me. That's
Hmm.
what deter me from wanting to talk to them. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to make this a mockery
Yeah.
of us trying to go fight back and forth with the system. I want to
Yeah.
make this a true release of you hearing it straight from the horse's mouth as far as to what type of people we are, what we stand for, the whole 9 yards. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, I'm gonna be there until the cows come home.
Well, I'll be right there with you.
But I want to let all the parents out there in society that's listening, and I hope that you can pass it on. I want you guys to start being bigger parents to your children. You know what I'm saying? To where you sit the children down, talk to them, ask them how their day went. You know what I'm saying? Because we have gotten away from that. And it's because of the system, honestly.
Hmm.
We have to work to make the bills meet, and then we neglect our responsibilities as parents. You know what I'm saying? And I see that on a lot of people, and I've seen that through coaching a lot of these kids. I've been a high school football coach for 30 years. And as a football coach, as any type of coach in a high school or whatever, you have to be daddy, uncle, brother, cousin, friend. You know what I'm saying? Whatever these kids need, we have to be that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's
Yeah.
and it's not because the mothers and the fathers don't want to be a part of it. They can't afford to be. They can't afford to be a part of it.
Yeah.
So they do their best. And the coaching staff that I come from, we make sure that we have a communication with the parents to where if the kid is being disciplined at home, we're
Hmm.
gonna discipline that kid at school. You know what I'm saying? So that's how we keep everybody on one page. Because once these kids separate us, and they do it to mom and dad all the time. Once they feel like they controlling the situation, because when they go with daddy, he want to give them everything, but mama raising them the way that they should be raised, but dad
Hmm.
is raising them off of guilt.
Yeah.
So now put that guilt down, brother, and raise your child. If you can do it, you can do it. If you can't, that child got to understand that it can't be done.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you make sure that that child know wherever you get from your father, your mother, or whoever, you need to earn it.
Yeah.
It's not a given. And that's where we have lost a lot of our kids at, by trying to give them each and everything that they want. So now they don't feel like they have to earn anything, because they feel like, hey man, this is what you're supposed to do for me. No, that ain't what's happening. I have seen 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15-year old kids, young men, mothers don't even allow them to empty the garbage in the damn house. Are you serious?
Huh.
Are you really serious? A kid don't have to clean up their room. Are you serious?
Hmm.
No, man, we doing a bad job of parenting. That's a bad job. And then if a woman is dealing with a man, he's not held reliable or responsible to help her with her kids. You got to
Mm-hmm.
be kidding me.
Mm-hmm.
She's a package deal. You supposed to come in the door being that man for her.
Yeah.
Whether you live there or not, you dealing with her.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I am a package deal. If a woman can't accept my children, there's no way she can be with me.
Mm-hmm.
No way. And once I see it, I'm gone. She can pretend as much as she wants, but once I see it,
Mm-hmm.
I'm leaving that day. Ain't nothing to talk about because once I see it, that means you have always felt like that to me. So there's no need for me to talk about it. That's who I
Someone
am.
someone just suggests that you should do your own podcast. You said you was gonna do your own podcast.
Yeah, I want to do my own podcast. I'm gonna do a podcast. You know what I'm saying? So, real soon. You know what I mean? We have a podcast studio. It just, you know, everything that's going on has kept me from just putting myself down.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, it's on the back burner for right now.
Well, I thank you for your time. I know you're about to get out and do it. Are you going to a visit right now? Are you going to
No,
go
no,
visit?
no. I just tried to schedule a visit. So
Uh,
hopefully I'll be able to get one next week.
so are they
But
still doing it by video, right? They're still doing it only
yeah,
by video,
yeah,
not in
yeah.
person?
But they only allow him to have one visit a week.
Okay. So do you get
So
a chance to even talk to him at court or not?
you say what now?
Do you get a chance to talk to him at court or
Yeah,
not?
by waving at him or nodding my head to him. Yeah,
And not get accused of it being a gang sign, right?
yeah, yeah. So any hand signal you make in the hand signal we make in the courtroom, it's a gang sign.
Yeah.
So, and an expert said that because he had
Expert
40
for
hours.
40 hours.
Yeah, he had a 40-hour course in gang activity on
All
how
right.
to recognize gang signs and 40 hours. I definitely want to go to that class. I swear I do. I swear I do.
All right. Well, thank you again for your time. Thank you for showing us love and being on here. We appreciate you.
All right, and I appreciate you for calling.
All right. Have a good one.
All right, you all too. And look,
Okay.
why I say I love you when
Love
everybody
you
else
too.
don't.
All right. Have a good one.
All right, slack.
Okay. Bye bye. All right, guys. That was the interview. Yay. Woo. IQ. IQ. Did you get it? Y'all, he was streaming it on there that him and I just became friends, and I watch his show at night. Because guys, go and subscribe. Go and subscribe. That's my brother right now. My brother from another mother. All right, so that's it. And yeah, I told you there's gonna be some more surprises. Just stay tuned, subscribe and share and share. There's gonna be a lot of surprises because there's a lot of people who's coming through the courtroom. And God has given me favor, guys. God has given me favor that they seen the realness, my heart of doing this. This is what God placed me to do. So on that note, I will see you guys later. Thank you. I'll be back on because I got to do something with what we've listened to today with R. Kelly's case. I'm going to share some stuff with you guys later on. In the meantime, you guys be blessed. Love you guys. Yes, sac passe. I'm Haitian. Look, I was like, get ready. Like, hold on, wait a minute. What you say about Haitian? Wait a minute, dude. Wait. But it's okay. But you see how false narratives can be put out? Somebody thought he was Haitian, and he's not. Just like those lyrics that's being put out. Some of those things that's said in the lyrics are not facts, y'all. He might have heard a story and he just put it as part of his lyrics. And don't believe everything you hear, because I learned that dealing with R. Kelly's case and different cases I've been through too. And even with my case, y'all, when my case is done, we'll talk about it. But in the meantime, you guys, thank you so much for hitting that like button. Make sure you share this, and shout out to you guys. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. I have a lot more. All right. Bye.